Today we're going to get back on the FE, and we only got a few things left to go, and one of them is putting in this MSD distributor. Now we are going with a ready to run style one this time, and I'm going to set this over here out of the way. We are going to go with a ready to run style one this time for a couple of reasons. So there'll be less stuff under the hood and under the dash, and this will be the first time we've used a ready to run in an FE. But we'll see how it does, and hopefully in the next year or so we'll have this thing in the truck and drivable. So let me show you this distributor. We're going to go ahead and go with the vacuum advance because, like I said, this is primarily going to be street driven to shows and things like that, and off to parts unknown and taking camping and such eventually. Ready to run distributor stays more with the kind of old school look, other than having the HEI style cap lugs on it. And if we had twin 4-barrel set up, this would also help clear the front carburetor. But this will give you all the benefits of a roller bearing MSD distributor in a tighter package with less stuff on the firewall, either inside or outside the cab of the truck, whichever way the case would be. And you can also run this off of your MSD box if you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and get this put in the engine. So like most distributors, this one comes with a goodie bag. And in the goodie bag is your advanced lockout, if you so wish to use it. We're not going to use it on this one because it's a street engine. And it comes with a distributor curve kit. Now what I like to do, unless it's a combination I've done before, and this one is not one of my normal combinations because I'm using existing architecture and pretty close to what it had in it before, except we improved it with aluminum heads and aluminum intake and did some goodies to it, as you've seen through the build. We're going to get it fired up and see how it runs, and then if we decide we want to change it, then I'll recurve it then to tailor it more to how it actually acts once it's in the truck and running. But the one thing they do give us that's very important, and it's nice to see a nice soft one, this is the distributor seal. We got to get this on the distributor, and it seals to the block here. That's what keeps you nice and tight on your lifter valley area. Now you can stretch these, and if you stretch them too much, they don't want to stay. But it goes way up here. So we got to get it over to gear. And then just carefully work your way down. There's not really sharp edges on these. You'll also notice it's got a taper. The taper goes down because when you put it in the engine, you want to go the way of the taper. And it's going to try to roll over as you bring it through here because it's sticking and clinging and grabbing. And again, you don't want to stretch it no more than you have to, and it'll drop right into place for you, usually without too much aggravation. Now if you tried to do this with an old original one, they're all hard and dry and they don't want to move. Now see, it doesn't go in on its own. You got to kind of work it into the groove once you get it down here, and you just want to get that edge over. You can usually do it with your fingers. There it goes. See, this is not in yet, and it'll just kind of work its way in. If you've ever put a windshield in something that used a window rubber, it's kind of like that, but you don't need the rope behind it. And then just work your way back around, and when you get done, you got this nice little rib here. And I'll take and put just a very light coating of lubriplate, or a very light coating of transmission fluid usually, and it'll pop right in. So now I need to take the cap off, and we're going to set it so that our number one cylinder gives us maximum distributor turn to get to that position. And then when we put the cap back on, we're all timed up on number one. And if you've watched the 408 video where I replaced the distributor on it, same thing. Putting a distributor in is putting a distributor in. Once you know where your number one cylinder is going and you got everything lined up, they're very straightforward pieces. And I believe this cap is dogged so that it can only go one way. Oh, there it is. There's two little pins right here. Let me get back up here in the shot. There's two little pins right here to keep it lined up. So as I said, we're going to give it a nice little shot of lubriplate. And you can put it under seal, or you can put it around the inside of the manifold like I'm doing here. Just something to give it something to slide on so the rubber's not gripping and grabbing. Now MSD give us a nice tube of Lucas break-in lube, and it's gear break-in lube. Now I've seen people use the engine assembly goo for this over the years. I've done it a time or two, but since we got this, I'm gonna give it a try. I usually use the Comp Cam stuff. Nobody's sponsoring this video, by the way. But since we got this, we're gonna go ahead and do it. I've heard good things about it. So get the wires out of the way. Okay. So just like when I put the distributor into 351, we're going to go ahead and point number 1 over towards the number 1 cylinder, and that means the brass end here of the rotor button, and it's already engaging the teeth, so I'm going to back up. Let's find us a happy place where it wants to go ahead and go in. There it goes. Now it likes right there. So that's got number 1 kind of pointing straight ahead. Let's see if we can find a better position. There we go. We're pointing straight at number 1. Now the only thing we may have to go back and do, this is going to get an aftermarket air conditioning system on it, and this vacuum advance may get in the way of some of the bracketry. If it does, I can pull it back out, I can spin all the way over to here, I can spin this way. We have options. Now so we're going to go ahead, and here's our distributor tie down. You're going to go ahead and put that in there just to keep everything nice and snug, and also keep the distributor tie down from getting lost. This is the alignment pins for the cap. So it's kind of impossible, I think. Let's find out, to put this cap on backwards. Yep, it won't go on backwards. There. It has to go on the way it goes. So that's good. That'll keep us from pointing it the wrong way. Sorry about the little bit of shake there. I'm off the tripod at the moment. And as you can see, we're pointing straight at the number 1 cylinder. There's the big 1 on the intake. A few remaining things we need to do. Thermostat and thermostat housing. Get the bracketry on the front of it, but we got to get it in the truck and get everything fit up. And then the biggie, and I think I mentioned this before, we need to block off if we're going electric on the fuel pump. If we're going mechanical, we'll be fine there. And we got to do something about the oil filter adapter, because there is a clearance issue. It's got car front suspension. And we may have to go with remote oil filters, and in that case probably add an oil cooler.